That night felt different, like the world had stepped aside just to watch us fall in love. My name is Jessica, and I've lived many nights that blurred into each other ordinary, forgettable, quiet. But that night was written only for us. It began without planning, no invitations, no expectations, just a simple message from Ethan asking if I wanted to take a walk, because the night felt too calm to stay indoors. I didn't know then that calm nights are dangerous. They make space for feelings you've been hiding. The city was unusually quiet. Streetlights glowed softly, like they were trying not to interrupt us. The air was cool, carrying the scent of rain and something unfamiliar anticipation. Maybe. We walked side by side, not touching, yet closer than ever before. Do you ever feel like some moments don't belong to time? Ethan asked. I looked at him. What do you mean? Like they're meant to stay, he said, no matter what happens later. My heart tightened. Because I felt it too. There was something about that night way silence wrapped around us, without feeling awkward, the way every word felt heavier, more meaningful. We sat on a quiet bench under a tree that had probably witnessed hundreds of stories before ours. I wondered how many hearts it had seen break and how many fall in love. I don't usually let nights like this happen, I admitted softly. Why not? He asked. Because they make you feel things you can unfeel. He smiled gently. Maybe that's why they matter. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The world felt paused, not stopped paused, like it was waiting to see what we would do. I noticed how close it was now, close enough to feel his warmth, close enough that pulling away would have been obvious. I didn't. I feel different tonight, I said quietly, like something is changing. He turned toward me. I felt that since I saw you. My breath caught. There it was, not a confession but a truth slipping through. We didn't kiss. We didn't touch. But the space between us was alive. That night, we talked about things we never shared with anyone else, fears we carried quietly, dreams we rarely admitted out loud, moments from our past that shaped us. It felt safe. It felt honest. And that scared me more than heartbreak ever had. As the night deepened, I realized something I wasn't ready to accept yet. This wasn't just a night. It was a beginning pretending to be temporary. When it was time to go, neither of us moved at first. I don't want this night to end, I whispered. Ethan looked at me, eyes soft but serious. Then let's remember it exactly as it is. We stood there for a moment longer, two hearts aware that something rare had passed between them. And as I walked away, I knew one thing for certain. Some nights don't fade into memory. They carve themselves into the heart. And this one was written only for us. That night was meant to end, but love refused to let it stay unfinished. Morning came quietly, like it didn't want to disturb what had been written between us. I woke with a strange feeling that something inside me had shifted during the night, not because anything dramatic happened, but because everything honest finally had. My name is Jessica, and after that night, I understood one truth clearly. Some moments don't leave you when the sun rises. They stay. They follow you into the day and change the way you breathe. Ethan messaged me first. Did you sleep? I stared at the screen longer than I should have. Not really, I typed back. It felt like my mind didn't want to let go. His reply came quickly. Mine too. Those two words carried more emotion than any long message ever could. We didn't meet for a few days after that night, not because we didn't want to, but because we both needed time to understand what had started. I found myself replaying every moment, the pauses, the looks, the way silence felt full instead of empty. I realized I wasn't scared anymore. I was aware. When we finally met again, it wasn't planned. I saw him standing across the street, looking unsure, like he wasn't certain whether to come closer or let the moment pass. I crossed the road first. You look like someone who hasn't slept, I said softly. He smiled. So do you. We laughed, and just like that, the distance between us disappeared. We walked without direction, letting the city guide us. There was comfort now and ease that hadn't existed before, like two people who had already shared something rare and didn't need to pretend anymore. I've been thinking, Ethan said after a while, about that night. So have I. I don't want it to be just a memory, he continued, but I don't want to rush something that deserves care. My heart softened. I don't want to rush either, I replied. I just don't want to hide. He stopped walking and looked at me, really looked at me. I don't want to hide anymore either. That was the moment I felt a quiet decision forming between us, not spoken yet, but real. From then on, our days began to change, not loudly, not suddenly, just gently. We spent time together in simple ways, coffee that lasted too long, walks that ended reluctantly, conversations that went deeper with each meeting. We learned each other's rhythms, when to speak, when to listen, when silence was enough. Love didn't arrive like a storm. It arrived like understanding. There were moments of doubt, nights when fear whispered old stories into my mind. What if this breaks? What if I lose myself again? One evening, I finally said it. I'm scared, I admitted, not of you but of how much this matters. Ethan didn't pull away, he moved closer. Then let it matter, he said, carefully, honestly, together. That word together settled something inside me. Weeks passed. The night that once felt like a secret became the foundation of something real. We didn't rush into promises or labels, but we showed up, again and again. And one night, under the same quiet sky, Ethan took my hand and didn't let go. I don't know what the future looks like, he said, voice steady, but I know Thesey want to write it with you, one night at a time. Tears filled my eyes, not from sadness, but from recognition. I do too, I whispered. That was it. No dramatic confession. No perfect ending. Just two hearts choosing each other. Because that night wasn't written to be remembered. It was written to begin something that would last far beyond it. And even now, when I think back, I smile, knowing some nights aren't meant to stay in the past. They're meant to become a lifetime.